this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to crochet one of these cute flowers. Start by making a slip knot using your preferred method. This is how I prefer to make my slip knots. Then start by making 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch in the first chain to make a ring, so I'm putting my hook into this chain. It doesn't really matter which bit of the chain you put it into, I'm just putting it in over here, like that. And I'm going to make a slip stitch, so yarn over, pull through everything on the hook. Now this doesn't look like a ring of chains, but if I give it a bit of a pull, we should be able to reveal a space at the centre where we're going to crochet our first round. Start round 1 with 1 chain. That does not count as a stitch. Now work 10 single crochets. That's US single crochets. They're called doubles in the UK. So we're doing 10 US single crochets into the centre of that chain ring. So my hook's going in there at the centre of the chain ring. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. First single crochet made, we're going to make 9 more. Second single crochet made. So continue making those single crochets until you've made 10 total, and then I'll meet you back here. So there are my 10 single crochets worked into the chain ring, and you have a choice here. We can continue on with the same colour just like with this flower here, or we can change colours at this point. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to be changing colours. So because I'm changing colours, I'm just going to snip my yarn tail of the old colour. Then I'm going to pull up the end of my next colour ready. So to change colours, we're going to make a slip stitch. So I'm going to slip stitch in the top of this stitch here. So I'm going in there. So that's the first stitch of the round. I'm going to lay my next colour over the top of my crochet hook. I'm going to pull that loop of the new colour through everything that's on my crochet hook, so through that stitch and through the loop that was on my hook. I've left a tail here of about 5 or 6 inches because we're going to come back and weave these in at the end. To start row 2, make 2 chains. 1, 2. Into the next stitch, so we're skipping this stitch here that we've just slip stitched into, so that stitch there, we're going into this stitch. We're going to make 2 US double crochets. They're called trebles in the UK, so 2 US double crochets in that stitch there. 1, 2. Next, chain 2, 1, 2. Slip stitch in the next stitch, so in this stitch here. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and work 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2. And we're going to repeat that all the way around until we've made 5 petals. So chain 2, slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you back here just as you get to this final stitch, and I'll show you how we finish off. So I've almost made my 5th petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we have a look, my next stitch is actually the slip stitch where we changed colour. So to finish off this final petal after those 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're actually going to slip stitch in that same slip stitch there that we made. So I'm going in there to make a slip stitch. And then snip your yarn. Use your crochet hook to pull that yarn through the slip stitch we just made and give it a pull to tighten. We're now ready to secure our ends. Thread that end we just secured onto a tapestry needle and put your needle through that slip stitch there that we just made it. There, to the back of the work. Now we're ready to weave in our ends, so turn your flower over to the back. To weave in our ends, run your needle underneath a few stitches. Then pick up a loop and work back across those same few stitches. Snip your end and then repeat for all of the other ends. I'm going to pop a tutorial over here for a crocheted leaf, this crochet leaf in fact that I think is the perfect size to pair with these flowers. I'll also pop a tutorial over here for a slightly bigger flower if that's your preference. I'll see you again next week for another tutorial.